No time to plot for standard lore. Welcome to the Worldbuilding of our Trials podcast. So, actually, believe it or not, I started looking at this and kind of wanted to, do a little bit of this on this podcast episode, but also at the same time, do a bit more other things. I'm not too sure about that one, honestly. Cause I mean, technically, yes, the forest works, I guess. Like, I guess that works. Works, works. So yeah, uh, idealizes first floor as a rest area slash campground. So, for reference with this is where it is, or at least this area is where it is. So this is the dungeon on at least the core of it. Uh, so yeah, this is actually like where it is, like up in like the upper right left of the map, so like the upper 9 rooms, which are like 5 by 5 separated by like one tile hallways. Like, yeah, that's actually how it is currently. That's the current safety area. I actually don't mind the rest stop idea. uh Now let's go and get the dungeon attitude. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I can believe careful and meticulous. Uh, so yeah. Uh, Now here's where I am going to be doing the actual podcast style things. So I looked over at this and realized it's not nearly complete. At least not for like addressing other things that I have now realized come up. So, I did this last time with the villain, and yeah, with the villain family. So I will now do it again. And the major issue, though, is the fact that like I don't know about how many things it is. So I'm just gonna do like higher and low, basically. Uh, Obviously it's die and result. Actually, wait. Yeah, I want the space so I can tell about what thing it is. Specifically, this one I will probably say is plotting style. Um, this next one, um, I'm just gonna insert the tables at the very least because, like, yeah, hi. So I would say that one is steel style, and I'll get more onto like what these tables are for in a bit. I'm at least wanting to go and get two, basically. That way, like I know a little bit about like what it is, basically. So this one, this third table is for priorities. Is I'll have two more, basically all like two by all but 2 by 3 basically. So to go and just specify the down final person, and right, like this is to say about actually I guess down group is also another consideration. And because like the dungeon that I am working on right now recently downed a party, basically. Hence why I'm looking at all of this. is, and like I'm now realizing that like I kind of need a lot of these other things because I didn't plan for them, right? Uh, I'll also gonna like make it in the GM notes like a like copy paste thing basically. That way like I don't have to worry about it basically. Uh so yeah. What's next? Yes, prisoner of war. So for anybody curious about that, it basically just is like okay, so in case of capture or whatever, like uh, assuming that the person does it, like if they just never take people prisoner, basically, like it doesn't matter, like they just execute everybody. Like okay, that's a non-applicable thing. So like just don't even worry about it. But like every other thing will have like some sort of like uh yeah, they will have some sort of like extra thing that is required or because like obviously these are living beings, right? Or at least these are living dungeons, so obviously they have goals. They may not like always care about the same things. They may care about other things, basically. Uh, so like, uh, what would be, uh, so yeah, basically with this, like, I'm gonna place in, oh, whoops, forgot about that. Let me copy that. Cause I do like the careful, meticulous one. Do like the cautious, wary thing. Um, Tactical, yeah. Like that. Uh, no, I don't want that. So I don't want it that way. Uh, there it goes. I didn't want it to be like fully that way. Or at least for the personality things, that is actually like where it is. So, I currently need a fourth for that. Actually, I probably should do like extra 2 there. Actually, I probably should just do like 4 on all of them. Especially since it's gonna just like go down on them. Because like, yeah, it is what it is, basically. But yeah. The main reason why I wanted to do at least 4 is so that like I have extra parts. Actually, I probably should save it. Okay, so where to dress first? So I guess this one would be more of a thing. So probably doesn't care basically with that. Like they like with deal style for one yeah, I guess sometimes like doesn't care. So like they don't really care about whether it's a good deal or not, basically. Like uh addresses issue Like they don't really care so long as like the issue gets addressed. Basically, for doesn't care, it's basically like, oh yeah, no, like I'm just doing my own thing. I don't care about whether or not it actually fixes an issue or not. For reference, and um, three, a I guess, like AIDS priority. Uh, because like people have different ways about how it's a good deal. Oh, basically, like, like in all honesty, like to me, with a good deal, like, I, it's effectively like, okay, well, an amazing deal, actually, is a deal where it's like you gotta make a deal with somebody, and it's like you think that you got a good deal. The other person also thinks they got a good deal. Whether or not that's the case or not, who knows? As but as long as you both consider yourself as having like a good deal or getting a good deal on it, I say that's an amazing deal. Um, so yeah. Uh, but that's kind of like what I'm going with, basically, like kind of like where do they go? Because obviously, whenever you're dealing with things like basically, you kind of want a at least equivalent exchange, basically. Right. But like it is what it is, basically. Uh, so yeah. What else? I guess grows or aids aids dungeon growth. Actually, do I want to say? Maybe. Uh, Actually, I can probably just like address it up here. Um. So this one, actually, I was gonna say like, I forgot what I was gonna say actually on that. Uh, um, hmm. Oh, right. So, actually, I do kind of say that there would be 6. So I'm gonna move 6 to like AIDS dungeon growth, basically. Uh, Such as like they don't really care so long as like they just prioritize like having the dungeon grow on it, basically. Uh, so like AIDS dungeon loot, I guess. One of the things. No, actually, I'll make that 4 rather than 5. To be fair, I will go and read this off for anybody that may not actually have the audio or may not have the visual. Basically, so it would be a dungeon goal. So, yeah, I kind of like the idea of the deal style being like they don't care, it addresses issues. Actually, yeah, I should go make it so that an S is in parentheses because like I it may address an issue, it may address multiple issues. It was who knows like for a dungeon of that style, whenever they're making a deal, they want the issue resolved, basically. Uh, the top one is basically just like they're kind of indifferent. They don't care about how things are. They just care about getting like something they want, basically. Uh, adding priority, like yeah, that's simple enough, really. Still need to gun like I still need to consider plotting style. Like maybe hazardous, basically. So like tons of traps slash mimics. X. So yeah. There's like when I'm saying plot, actually, I'll go and say that's a different thing. So, trapper, basically, because yeah, there's a trapper thing, and I know that that's a Dead by Daylight like core thing. I don't actually care about that. Like, to me, you're a trapper if you're sending like traps. So like basically a dungeon of this type of thing, and like you'll typically typically you'll want to find like you'll be typically wanting to like search the rooms, and like it's more of those ones where it's like expect a trap or some other thing, and rather than like an actual like good thing, basically. So yeah, it is what it is, but like yeah. Hazardous, I guess messy, a like horrible plan. So hold on, I'm gonna look up the antonym. Oh, I love the idea that thank you Merriam-Webster for the tactical in thesaurus, because I do actually have a couple more that I would like having. So I'll order these probably a little bit later. But like I do like opportunistic as like one of the things. Because that is actually something that would be like there. I'm not gonna put advantageous. Basically. But like impractical. So like basically for impractical, like part of why I am putting that there is because like cautious is basically like it's kind of like you're hiding away and stuff, basically. Tactical is like their military strategist type thing. Careful is like I want everything to be like this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Like they are very detailed, basically. Like they're not like they may not have like military strategy type things. Where like, hey, by the way, we're going to funnel the invaders into this room or this style thing. Insert dragon breath weapon right there. They're in the next room over, and they get immediately hit by the breath weapon. Like, that's the type of thing that would come from a tactical one. And a trapper, tons of different traps around. Like, I might void that one in all honesty for my games, because like honestly, I just like the issue with the traps, right, is the fact that like you're either doing a long dungeon grind, which is what screwed my party over this time, to where like I'm now needing to consider about like what does a dungeon do with the people that's downed? Like, to be fair, I've needed to have this question for a while because, like, there's a different one. As for the other one, I think that they also died, basically. But, like, yeah. Um, mm, uh, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say probable, as a thing, or timely, or beneficial. Like, those things would be, like, yeah, like, those would be dependent on the goal, I guess. Because, like, beneficial, right? That would be more for, like the local benefactor, or, like, maybe creating a beautiful world, or, like, the zoo, uh, maybe for, like, the restaurant, or the, restaurant, basically. Like, actually, I would change that to best business. Because, like, it may not be necessarily yeah, like, it may not be necessarily, like fitting to do a restaurant, right? Because, like, say a swamp dungeon, and, like, who the frick is putting a restaurant in a swamp, right? Like, now making it as, like, a business, such as, like, an apothecary, where you would have, like, the witch in the hut over there, just doing, like, insert thing here with our potions and stuff. Like, yeah, that's a business. I can see that happening. But, like, it is what it is, basically. Uh, so, yeah. Um, Anything else that comes to mind right now? No, not really. Um, I mean, just to nothing else, fill out the sheet. Like, I'm fine with going for our applying style right now as, like, careful, cautious, tactical, hazardous, so with, like, horrible, messy plans. Careful, obviously, being, like, uh, very particular about where things are. Cautious, obviously, being just, like, trying to hide away and, like, just not have to deal with anything. Same thing with, like, actually, like, other parts. So, like, they're probably having, like, a lot more chaotic of a map. Hazardous, again, like, just kind of, like, they're a general hazard. They don't really know what's going on. Like, maybe, like, uh, a bridge is over acid and stuff like that. Trapper, obviously, like, just place a bunch of traps everywhere. Opportunistic, basically being like, hey, I want these people dead. So, how about I go and place something up over there? Uh, so, like, for example, this one, like, I actually would say probably a little bit more on, like, actually, yeah, I would say that this one's playing style is, like, opportunistic, basically. Nah, actually, I'm gonna just roll a D. I'm gonna do a D20. So it's a higher option or the lower option. Okay, yep, opportunistic. Like I was writing. Okay, cool. Uh, because, like, I say that with this dungeon, with how I've done it, like, it's more just been, like, trying to find opportunities to do, like, whatever it wants, right? Such as, like, murdering the frog that pissed it off. Like, it found an opportunity, like, it had a spider, like, not do anything until, like one person was in the range, and then the spider did its thing and attacked on a surprise round. And So hi. Uh, as for some other things, it found times to just oh hey, I can place something here. Because actually I probably should have dungeon rules as well. So like uh dungeon rules. So oh has to have core. Because I just realized I never did the rules so that you all know about what I'm doing. If core is destroyed, the dungeon dies. As what else? What else? Dungeon can place enemies is anywhere but not with active invaders. So with this, I'm defining invaders as basically any anyone not affiliated with the dungeon, and such as if you're a police chief, right, and you're affiliated with the dungeon, the dungeon's not considering you as an invader, or because you're supposed to be there, basically. If you're a creature that defends the dungeon, and you're not counted as an invader because you're supposed to be there. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with it. Dungeon can take and place objects provided there are no invaders on the floor. So basically, if it's a multi-floor dungeon, for example, right, like this one is. So if the party is on the second floor, and there's nobody in the rest area, it can place things on the first floor and send them down to the second floor, or to go and deal with the party. In fact, it did that. If there's well, actually, I guess that with this one, it doesn't classify anybody as invaders until they entered the dungeon. So, as long as somebody's in the rest area, they're not considered an invader just yet. Because, dungeons can classify people as invaders or not, basically. Dungeon decides on who is and isn't an invader. So, to be fair, they could also have a dungeon master, basically, for reference. If they do, then the dungeon master dies to, actually, I should probably list that. If there is a master, they die with the dungeon. And so, for example, MA doesn't really have a dungeon, partly because, he knows that that's a liability. Or rather, if he does have a dungeon, then, he'll have it to where, one, on his main base is probably, there. Two, if he doesn't, then he has a way to have it contact him, say, hey, by the way, there's an invader here. You might want to come over here to at least make sure and deal with it. Actually, to be fair, he might. He might actually have that straight up now that I think about it. Because I do know that he has an entire dungeon, right? but the major thing about him with his dungeon is the fact that he uses it to store multiple different things, basically. So like, in all honesty, like that dungeon's goal was probably like become unstoppable. Basically. And like in technical fashion, yeah, it is unstoppable because like it's like what you're going to kill, you're going to deal with MA, you're going to like actually fight him. Like no, you're not going to win that fight. Like if he shows up, it's really just like okay, so what is here and why should we not be here? What is so important here that you're here? Like, there's got to be something. What is it? To which he might actually reply something in the matter of yeah, there's multiple different dangerous magic items, such as like the orb of annihilation, deck of many things, etc., etc. So yeah. Oh, right, I was talking about the flying styles, but yeah, after opportunistic, it would be like impractical, so that they're just like they just don't really care. Like they have ideas and stuff. It's just like they don't work. So like a trap that is like, hi, it activates. It's insert like yeah, like trap activates and then like insert like arrow that flies into like where an enemy is. So it's like maybe we should activate all these traps because they don't seem to work very well. It's like yeah, maybe we should. Unwise is kind of just like a horrible tactician type thing. Like the enemies kind of like won't be doing a lot of strategy and stuff like that. Like this one is definitely opportunistic is definitely like a little. It's not military strategy, but it would definitely be like close to it, at least in my book. Yeah, I guess I will roll the d6 now. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So they don't really care. I might come back to that. Because like part of why I'm also doing this is the idea that I am here soon, or rather not this week, not yeah, like not this week, and not for the podcast next week, but in 2 weeks, like that episode. I am planning to talk with a bunch of with another DM about a bunch of systems, and so this is also one of the ones that I felt would be interesting to talk about. Because like obviously, if you know about it, like yes, you can plan for it, but also at the same time, like you don't know. So like it makes it a little bit more interesting for plotting. And then also for like going through it, it's like, okay, so I know all these other things. Which one would this be? Basically. Like is it one that is like a careful one? Is it a cautious one? Is it tactful? Does it just do a hazardous thing? Is it a trapper? Is it an opportunistic one? Is it an impractical one? Or is it unwise, basically? Like, you never know. You never know. So, priorities. Yep, just 1, 2, 3, 4. What would be the first priority? I guess greed is like a good and viable one. Like basically just caring mostly about money. Art slash beauty, maybe. Eh. What else? What else? Cause like I'm not gonna do survival basically. Cause like survival is the goal or is a goal. So like for me with that like if the priority was survival, then its goal should be survival. But I want these to be like a little bit more generic, I guess. Because like I don't want to be necessarily that like it is how it is basically. Like I yeah. Because like for reference, even though I have like AIDS dungeon growth, right? Like not all dungeons care about the growth, but part of why I say that's a little bit generic is the fact that like a survival one would kind of like that. Like some other ones, it's like, oh hey, by the way, if you tell them about this, which just so happens to make the dungeon a little bit more powerful, or tell them like, hey, by the way, this dungeon wants to like dig out this other thing, which just so happens to make it cheaper for the dungeon to like make and expand into those rooms that just got dug out. Then it's like, well, it will pay you. It's like, okay, cool. Being paid to go like make a dungeon. Like, yeah, that would be cool. Basically. Like, uh it is what it is. Like that does aid in growth too. Oh, different priority, different priority. Magic items, maybe? But does it I mean I guess I could set that as like greed slash money. Basically. And nothing else I do remove greed from and just put money, basically. But like at the same time, it's like why would a dungeon prioritize money when it doesn't even use money? Because like for reference, right? Like I consider them to have like a little bit of a point system, basically. So like if a dungeon basically is like cleared, right? Like unless they're a big massive dungeon and like yeah, like the more massive a dungeon is, the more costly some of the things are. So like it'll definitely like eat back some of the corpses basically to kind of just like get back some of the people basically. But like yeah. Uh it is what it is, basically. I guess prisoners. Like does it like that one? I was gonna say like prisoners do help with the dungeon growth as well. You may not think about it, but like part of why they to me in this system that they might want to prioritize prisoners is if they lock a person up, right? Like if the person's like sleeping there in the dungeon in a locked room, basically. Like for the most part, the amount that rations would be is like so much cheaper than like they don't give so much more points for being fed while in like a cage and stuff than what it would be to like just not effectively. Because like part of what I'm doing this system off of is like, for those that know, like Lazy Dungeon Master, like that, the great read as well. Like I really do love it. If you don't know about it, I definitely encourage you to read it. It's a fantastic novel for like D&D related things, and I really do like it. But yeah, it is what it is, and like the prisoner and living dungeon things kind of that way. Uh, like obviously it's a little bit different, basically because like it's D&D, so like uh I am trying to keep it somewhat more simple, basically. Like I just recommend that they don't go and like repeatedly try to clear the same dungeon like within a week, basically. Like at least go around to like other dungeons. And so yeah. Uh it is what it is. I don't know about other things. Guess go for a D4. Okay. So they prioritize magic items. I guess that works. 1, 2, 3. So fail 3. Actually, force fail death save. So now I'm going to the down person, down final person style. I like the idea of first failed saves as basically actually force or 3 failed saves. As basically like for that it's like you force the 3 death saves basically. Actually I might as well do that. And since you force the death saves, that character's dead basically. Like for example with the dungeon here, right? Like it like it didn't work this way. But like if Rogue was, for example, the final person, like they would have had the bow, actually went out and grabbed the longsword after that, walked over, and then just like proceeded to stab them, basically. Which for me is like 4 attacks. So like basically even if they did stable, like since I let them do 2 actions, and it's basically like even if they did stabilize, it's like that creature, due to the fact that it has a multi attack, so like 2 actions or 2 attack actions with 1 attack action, then it's like, okay, I have 4 attacks. You only have 3 saves. I have an advantage on this. Good luck, living. And then basically like, yeah, that character's just that, like, simple enough. Let be is there a different way? Stabilize now with the down final person style, I will go and say it does depend on how they are. This one I might not want to have it be like a D4. Basically. Cause like I can see a dungeon being like somewhat equally able to value like greed, money, like money basically, art or beauty, magic items basically, and then like valuing prisoners basically. Like, I can see it totally being, like, any one of those. But, like, actually, I'll put capture as 3. Yeah, stabilize. I don't know how I want to do it, basically. Because, like, basically, how I'm thinking of it is one, like, if it's a 1, right, the dungeon just will murder everybody. So, like, if it has a chance to murder somebody, it will murder. As for the second one, it will just leave them die, basically. Like, if they live, okay. But if they die, then, like, it's whatever. Like, they might place it in a cage. But also at the same time, like, that would be capture. That would be 3. Like, I guess I would do a D100. So 100 is stabilize. Is like they just stabilize them and leave them alone, basically. How do I want it to be otherwise? So I would say 1 to 20 is like they force the 3 death save. So 21 to 10 to no. Yeah, I'd say 20 to 40 would be let be. So 41 to 99 is capture. Actually, stabilize and capture. Let be. Yeah, let be in cage actually. Actually, if I'm doing a D100, I might do it as like 21 to 30. So actually, nah. Yeah, I kind of say that it's fine to have that as a 40. Stabilize and capture. I'll still have that be 41, but instead I'll have it go to 90. So that 91 to 99 is like just let be completely. The reason why I say that one is like a little bit under the other one is the fact that, like, if they leave it at 100, right? They, like, actually, let be and utilize. So, like, with utilization, right? Like, what it may be is just that, like, they go and leave a person and trapped in the dungeon, like on a 3rd floor, basically. Such as like with this one, right? The ones that are like they may have like actually other things with this, basically. Such as like the like this may actually go and like capture, or like this dungeon currently. What it may do is it may capture, for example, like Bjorst, right? Place him on the 3rd floor, which does not exist currently. For reference, it does not exist. But the reason why it would then why it would place him on the 3rd floor is so that Bjorst can dig it out, basically. So like it would have like the 3rd floor room, basically. Place Bjorst on that floor, basically, and say like, yeah, you can kill me. You can kill my avatar. That's perfectly fine. It'll kill me, but also then you're gonna die here. Because if you kill me, there's no way up. So once you run out of those rations, you will die. Take your pick. Do what I say, and I feed you, or die. Like that is something that I could do. In fact, I could definitely see it. Casters, for example, as well. Like they can imbue like magic items as well. Like so I'll use this as well. Like actually, do I want to do it that way? I guess that this it's kind of like dependent on. Actually, now I'm questioning what is with it. Because like they're very similar things. Actually, now that I think about it, with like the final person in the group. Because like the group, right? Like it's a bigger thing, so it's more likely to actually like do other things, basically. So I will actually say that this is 10 and then make this into 11. So force 3 death saves on everyone. So this one has a lot more wiggle room. So 11 to 20, I will say stabilize and utilize as everyone force 3 death saves on non-needed ones. So basically, when I say non-needed ones, I mean like it doesn't need them right that moment. Such as like with this dungeon, right? Like if it doesn't want a 3rd floor, or it will not save Bjorst, or it's to go and like have him dig out the 3rd floor, right? If it doesn't need like people that are casters, right? Like it's not gonna save a caster, effectively. But like, yeah. Hold on, I need to check things. Oh dear lord, that's gonna be chaotic. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I would say definitely like Yeah, actually, I might change this around. Because like it's let be and capture. If it's going to utilize them, I definitely do. I definitely do say that it makes a lot more sense for it to stabilize the creature, basically. Maybe revive them. Basically. But like reviving is a little bit more out there, basically. So 21 to 50. Stabilize. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna use this. Actually, stabilize everyone. Utilize everyone. Actually, I should also say use and stabilize everyone possible. Capture / imprison and rest. Actually, yeah, this one I see as being a high one as well, so it would be like 80. No, let's say 90. And then like I said with the other one, it would be like down. But this is where I'm like saying is like yeah, this is why I'm saying like I'm now seeing the issue with having a separate one for like a downed person, right? Because like if I roll 2d100s, right? Like it's let be completely. And then stabilize everyone, utilize everyone possible, capture, imprison, rest. Like that's kind of a different thing, right? So I might just remove the down final person one. Because I like the idea of it doing more for the group. Basically. Like that's more what I like doing, basically. Because like I don't want it to be like there's two different roles doing two different things. Like maybe like down final yeah, maybe final living person. Because like if they die, if they like are like if everybody else is dead, like the dungeon basically confirms like yeah that person's dead, that person's dead, that person's dead. Like then this person's like alive or the last one of their group. Like maybe then like I don't know if I want that. I might talk to the DM friend and see about like what they think about that as well. Because like I am running out of time with this. As I definitely do say that I did not expect to be like close to like the end of this, basically. Such as like so I was initially thinking about like the first one as like a find uses of force or 3 a death save. Well, 3 failed death saves on unuseful people. What are you saying is the thing? No. No, I don't. I intended it for me to be unuseful. Cage urge if not useful. Meat shield for 4. Yeah, that is something else I can see. Serve it to until useful / goal tasks are completed. I actually kind of like that. So like, so in theory, of course, we're gonna be making them. Actually, a cage period. Like, meat shield for core is definitely one as well. This one I would say like servitude until useful. Basically, I was basically like I don't feel like the I don't feel like you're going to be caged basically, or like a prisoner in the dungeon if it's just going to like absolutely release you, right? Right? Like uh the one, right? Like if it's not finding a use with you, then it's like, well, I do see the case where it's like, yeah, I don't see any sort of use for you. Rather than keeping it alive, stab, stab, stab. Oh, you dead? It's like poke, 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 poke. You dead yet? You dead yet? You dead yet? Oh, you're now dead. Okay, cool. I'm done. I'm out. Like, I see that too. Oh, certitude until, like, for reference, they always will have like some sort of like until. Oh, basically, like they're not going to be permanent servants technically. Yeah, servitude until death or useful trade. Yeah, I like the idea of that as well. Wait, I think that there's another one. I think there's another way. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one as one. Breaks mind till you defend dungeon. So I'm not gonna order these and decide if I want to change this to a D100. Um, um, yeah, I'm gonna change it around because I like cages like the middle. Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna just do this. So copy, actually cut, and then Control Y. Oh no, I do have to do Z first. Because I don't want it to be doing the like yeah, I don't want it to be like doing the little like weird like table inside of a table thing. So prisoner war style breaks the mind to defend dungeon, find use for successes on unuseful people, meat shield for the core, cage, uh, cage, caged until useful trade. To be fair, yes, it's like all these like any sort of prisoner, right? Like they are a person that is like they are a person that can be done, right? Uh, so it is what it is, basically. Like uh, servitude until death or useful trade, like fair enough on that. Uh, uh, like for reference, this is also like when it actually like I can basically. Like I cage until useful trade. It basically is like yeah, no, we're not even gonna care about whether or not you're useful or not. Basically, like I don't know about that one actually. Uh, cause like that one's kind of just like the like it's kind of just like the capture and prison rest basically. Uh, um, maybe I do have it as like 5 basically. And like have it be like breaks mind until you defend dungeon, and basically, like that one I could definitely see as well. Oh, basically, a um, I mean, I guess that also, if I want to, I could go and have this be like unuseful, like a prisoner of war, right? Uh, such as like it tries to find a use basically, but if it can't find a use, then like this is how it addresses it basically. Like it just cages you until like you're useful for a trade, and it'll just like pop your head out to take a tax for the core basically. A if like I it can't find a use, then just straight up does the 3 death saves basically after attempting it, or it just kind of like breaks your mind basically until you just like time for me to defend this dungeon with my life. I've basically like it is what it is basically. Um what do I guess I could also just decide it later with like the DM friend. And D6. Cage until useful trade. I mean, I guess that makes sense on this dungeon. Because like I was using this dungeon just as an example, basically. So it's like it didn't necessarily have to be yours, or it didn't have to technically utilize be yours or anybody else. But actually, I would say that with the fact that it's opportunistic, servitude until death or useful trade actually would be a little bit better. Or basically, because like an opportunistic one, right? Like in theory, like an opportunistic person would just place the people in there, and then it's like, oh hey, I have a need for somebody that can cause fire in a forest or something. Looks over at the one that used Blazing Chariot. It's like, huh, I'm a forest engine. You cause fire. I have a task for you now. I need your arson skills. And then he's utilized. Basically. Which, for reference, yeah, if he doesn't, then, well, if he doesn't do what he does, then, like, there's an army kind of, like, on him, basically. So, yeah, he's, like, needing to solo that army, or said army. But, like, it does make a lot of sense, basically. And Bior's right is like a slaughter person. So like he might actually straight up be like the final boss of this. And it's just like Bior's want to murder. And it's like looks over and it's like, hey people, why are you here? I'm sorry, people just look over and it's like, wait, Bior's, why are you here? It's like, you know Biorst? Who are you? Biorst just told the slaughter people coming in. Biorst no idea. Biorst no idea who you are. How do you know Biorst? Basically, like that is totally something I could see going on with this as well. I do kind of like this as well. But like I also do feel like that's a little bit more of a opportunistic side. I guess. So we'll see. We'll see. Cause yeah, like I said, I do plan to go and talk to a DM friend at some point. So like yeah, having a second opinion on like, okay, so do you say that the that like a person whose group all die basically is different than like a group basically, or just like it's a group of one basically, just like not deal with the final living person style thing, and basically because like I feel I see it as both ways, right? Like I can see it as like oh hey yeah, you're good, you're like alive, right? But also at the same time it's like, yeah, person, you die, like what like it's kind of just like a mixed thing here where it's like, yeah, with this one, it's like just let be completely, but also like if it's an entire group, well, yeah, if it's a single person, like you just let them be completely. If it's an entire group, then you stabilize everybody, utilize everyone possible, and just basically capture and prison the rest. Like, I don't know. But it is what it is. So, I've yapped up a lot. If you want to see more of these, as I definitely do upload these as every Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific, at 11 a.m. Eastern. So yeah, do stay tuned for that. I typically have uploaded these onto Discord, or rather, I've typically uploaded these onto YouTube. So like, I recommend that for like anything that is like, well, if you're wanting to like watch the more current ones, basically. Like I said, in 2 weeks I should be getting a DM friend to be talking about so many different other topics. Like, uh, uh we have a living yeah, we have the living dungeons that we'll be talking about, a villain family to talk about, probably you, Musume, and like maybe some orders and like the enforcement slash contracts, and like several other things. Like, we'll definitely have things to talk about. Like that's not even counting if I can come up with something else entirely next week, basically. But yeah. To be fair, I just realized I might have closed out of that without actually saving anything. Oh no, I did. Okay, cool. And good. I was going to like cry if I did it, but like yeah. I will yap about a bunch of different things on Twitch at Gorn_fan42. So yeah. I would yap about things that are even not D&D related. Just I mainly do D&D for this because like I just find it so much more interesting. And lets me plot for like the games I do weekly on my Discord, or if you're watching this on YouTube, not only do you have the visual, but down in the description you'll also well, on the description of most videos, you'll see like a actual like YouTube. It's also linked on my Twitch if you want to go and do that route. But yeah, um, hopefully you've enjoyed this podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed like this wherever you got it. I really do need to upload these on at some point to like the other podcast platforms, but yeah, it's gonna be annoying to do that. Plus, to be fair, I kind of like having the visual, and so I typically upload these to YouTube. But hopefully you have great game sessions, and hopefully you learned a thing or two, or just learn something else that you can go and then translate to your own games. However, I will ultimately see everyone where next to you all, and happy game mastering, or happy playing if you're a player, and just sending these to your DM for the fact that you hit your group.